Hi, just sitting out here, thought I'd have fun with this. When I was a kid, I used to have Easter egg hunts and all. My uncle used to come from the farm, and he'd bring over goose eggs, and we'd always boil these up and all. But anyway, my uncle was kind of greedy with his goose eggs. He'd make sure that no matter who found what eggs, whatever, he'd make sure he took them back home with him. So I never ate goose eggs, but I've always wanted to have a goose egg since I was a kid. I thought, man, they're so big, I'd like to see what they taste like. Never had one. Now here I am now, 53. And some friends of mine here to have a poultry farm, Chuck and Cherry. I told them I never ate them. So I'm sitting out here in Mark's studio doing my thing out here. And next thing you know, John, their son, comes up here with a plate and brings me 2 hard-boiled goose eggs. So I'm going to have fun eating these things and see what they taste like with a little hot sauce and pepper. But Cherry thought of me enough to give me 2 eggs like that. I thought that was pretty cool. Just thought I'd share that with the YouTubers because, as you can see, they're not normal egg size. They're super egg size. But they're pretty cool. These come out in white, fluffy geese, like you see a farm goose. They got their orange beaks with the big white bodies. They're not the Canadian goose or the ones with the dark gray. These are actually white geese with an orange beak. They're actually kind of pretty. And then they got some here, and they've been laying eggs like mad. So I'll keep on going some vines. Try to put something interesting on there. Sorry I bored you on that, but I thought it was kind of special to get something like that. It was very sweet of her to make that for me, and I thought I'd share it with the world. Be careful not to get goosed. Well, I know she's a virgin because she told me so. Virgins never lie. Yeah, people say, oh, you know, you have a really good face for radio. Lizard exercises. 1, 2, go push-ups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The throat outs. 1, 2. Yeah, gotta do some lizard exercises. First I'll get rid of these tan lines out here in the sunlight. Attract me some chicks to lay eggs. You might be a redneck if this is the car you take to the store. Oh, you gotta love it when a storm rolls in. Oh man, it's beautiful. I love stormy weather. I love good thunderstorms. It's not nice to fool Mother Nature. It didn't go off. I love a thunderstorm. It's beautiful. My kind of weather. I love it. Nice, cool, fresh. Love it. Hey, Ayana. Can you turn on for a minute? Oh, wait a minute. There you are. Hi. I saw this really cool looking ad here for advertisements on RVs. You got the mom sitting here laughing and the little brother laughing at the sister, and you got the little boy looking at the sister, and the sister with a really surprised look on the face, and dad doing what to the daughter? Ding, 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 ding. Got a joke for you. These 2 thugs are out there driving through Louisiana, and they break down, you know, the city boys. They break down in the middle of nowhere in the country. So they're walking along trying to find a gas station. And they're like, homie, you know, this and that. We got to go down to the gas station. Maybe we'll put a cap in his ass and we'll steal his shit. We'll go back and we'll put gas in our car and this and that, you know, typical old hoods. And anyway, country boy comes driving down the road, this pickup truck. And he ain't paying attention. And blam! Hits both of them. One of them goes through the windshield, and the other one gets knocked over into the ditch by the bayou by the water. One of the good old boy cops come out there. He looks at him, gives the one on the windshield a ticket for breaking and entering, and gives the other one a ticket in the ditch for leaving the scene of an accident. Got a little joke for you. Guy loves his wife. But she's a really beautiful woman, and every time she gets naked and they start to have fun, if you know what I'm talking about, a little premature something or another, fun's over before it starts. You know, he blows his cap. So he sees a doctor about it. The doctor says, well, what you do is, before you do anything, if you know you're fixing to do something, go to the bathroom by yourself, masturbate, and that way it takes you longer to come the second time. He goes, that's a good idea. I'll try that. So he's driving home, and his wife calls him up and says, hey, honey, today's our anniversary. And he's like, oh, wow. He says, okay, well, we'll go out and eat somewhere. And she goes, yeah, but before we go out and eat, I want to have some fun with you. So he's driving home, and he's thinking, how am I going to take care of things before she starts? And he's thinking, well, I'll pull over, act like I have car trouble. I'll climb under the car, and while I'm under the car, I can drop my pants down a little bit, take care of matters real fast, climb back in the car, and go home, and everything will be great. So he pulls over. You know, he's up on this hill, and he pulls over and parks the car, climbs under it, drops his pants down underneath the car, and all you can see is his feet sticking out of the bottom of the car. And he's sitting there starting at it, and he's like, oh, this ain't gonna work. I see the bottom of the transmission, how dirty the car is, and everything else. He goes, well, I'll close my eyes. That way, if my eyes closed, I can fantasize and get this over with. So he closes his eyes. He's fantasizing there for a little while, and he's still got his eyes closed, and he's getting into it, and all of a sudden he hears crunch, 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 and he goes, hello, buddy. What seems to be the problem? And he goes, well, my car broke down. He says, I'm trying to fix it. And the officer says, well, if you'd open your eyes, you'd notice that you should have fixed your brakes, because your car rode downhill about 5 minutes ago. I found out the true meaning of doggy sex. She makes you beg for it for an hour, then after you get it, she rolls over and plays dead. Here's another joke for you. These four good old boys are out golfing. One of them says, yeah, my son got out of law school and he's doing really good. Bought a brand new house for his lover. Another guy standing there, and he's going, yeah, well, my son got out of mechanic school. Got himself a couple of garages with that loan I gave him. And he's doing so good, he got his lover a car. They look over at the third guy and said, how you doing with your kids? And he goes, well, my one son just got done messing around with some stuff, got a captain's license and all. He's making really good money doing freighters, but he's doing really good. He got his lover a boat. And they go to the other son, how's your son doing? He goes, well, I'd rather not talk about it. They go, what's wrong? He said, getting finished school or something. He goes, oh, no, he's got good things, graduated college, you know, he's doing really good. And they go, what's wrong? He goes, well, he's gay. And they're like, oh, man, sorry about that. And they go, well, he's not doing too bad. He's got a house, a boat, and a car. These thugs are sitting across the way. They're sitting on a stoop. And they're looking at this really nice Maserati pull across the street, pulls up right behind a Bentley. And one of the thugs go, man, I wish I could rob me a good liquor store so I can get me one of them cars. Another guy goes, yeah, I wish I can get one of these rich houses over here and knock over one of those places and get enough stuff that I can get one of those cars too. And the third one sitting in the middle goes, I wish I can get good blowjobs. They both look at him and go, what? He goes, well, my sister does, and she owns both those cars. How do you say cut the grass in French? Mode de lawn. Gotta love the thunderstorms when they roll in. Cool air starts gushing down, sound of thunder cracking in the background. Love it, I love it. Did you close that gate? Because you know all kinds of stuff comes running in here when you don't close it. This one long freaking lever, boy. Just you can't help but fall in love with a lever this size. You got sense of manpower, you know. It's like Paul Simon says, "There's more than 50 ways to love your lever," and even some of you women can love it too. I'm standing out here in a rainstorm, and in the parking lot, there's a dry patch. Must be a hole in the clouds. I love a rainstorm under this out here. The peacefulness, the quietness of the rain pitter-pattering off of a metal roof. Yeah, A guy actually took a video camera out and filmed a farmer in China that was plowing the rice paddies out there, and out there where all the wet paddies are where they're planting the rice. He had trouble with the oxen that he was using, so he took out a small statue. He took the statue and beat the cow to death with it, and the guy actually turned it into the news crews. It was the first time ever that a knick-knack paddywhack ever got caught on film. This little frog walks into a bank to get a loan, and he's got this little statue with him. And the frog walks up and he goes to the loan agent named Patty Black. So Patty Black looks at the frog and says, well, I never gave a loan like this for a statue. So Patty Black says, well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to take this out there and talk to the head loan officer and see what they have to say about it. So she goes in there and talks to the head officer about it. And he says, who wants this? She goes, that frog out there. He gave him this little statue. And he says, well, I tell you what. She says, what exactly do you think that is? And she goes, I don't know. And he goes, well, that's a knick-knack, Patty Black. Give the frog a loan. Here's one for you. This English teacher sitting in there, and the coach and her just got done making love in the gym and in his office. And she's putting on her clothes and she's crying. He's looking at her and he says, why are you crying, honey? And he goes, what? She says, here I am, I'm a teacher and everything. I'm supposed to, be setting an example for these children and everything else. And how am I going to be able to explain to them that, I had sex with you in here twice in your office? And he goes, honey, we only did it once. She goes, well, you're going to do it again, aren't you? He'll be popping up. Okay, I can respond to it. Here's one for you. This man sitting there, and God tells him, Benny, because the man's name's Benny, so he calls him that. Anyway, God says, Benny, as long as you don't shave your beard, you'll keep your internal youth. You'll live forever, as long as you keep your beard. So the man lives hundreds of years, stays young looking, nice, not young looking, 20-some-year-old, So he ends up meeting a girl, falls madly in love. And he never wanted to fall in love before because he'd outlive them, and he didn't want to go through all that. So, anyway, he ends up falling in love with her and get married. So he forgot what God said about, as long as you have your beard, you keep your internal youth and you'll live forever. But if you shave it, you'll die. Well, he'd forgotten that. So the young girl says, you're a beautiful young man and everything else. I love you and all this. But she says, you got this long beard. Let's shave that thing off. Well, he forgot about it, so he shaves it off immediately after he dies. Well, she just got married to him and all this, and she's still in love with him, but even though he's dead, so she has him cremated, puts his urn up above the mantelpiece. The moral of the story is, a Benny shaved is a Benny earned. I've got another joke for you. I'm sitting here in our studio. Dad decided to take the kids down to the zoo. They liked it when their mother took them just about a week or so ago. So, anyway, they're sitting there and they're feeding the elephants, and the little girl says, Daddy, what's that thing hanging on the elephant there? There's that long thing sticking out. He goes, oh, that's their tusk. And she goes, no, not that other thing, that one big long thing. He goes, oh, that's their trunk. They pick up things with it and, warn each other with it and what have you, eat with it. And she goes, no, that other thing between his legs. And he goes, oh, well, that's the elephant's penis, hon. And the little girl looks at her daddy and says, well, I asked Mommy about it last week, and she says, oh, that's nothing. And he goes, well, hon, your mother's been spoiled.